Man, that music is soothing. Welcome back to another episode of Off Centered. What is going on, guys? It's been a month. It feels like it's been a year. How's everybody doing?
What? It has been too long. I thought we were coming back last week, actually.
You got your hearing aids in, Steve?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But I speak and like 5 seconds later you react to it. So I don't know.
Because nobody else reacted.
It's like a old Asian movie.
At least I reacted. The other guys are still on delay.
I didn't know if I was in that movie Mannequin. Like everyone's a zombie. All right. Michael Ham, what's going on? I'm glad you're in the chat and also on screen.
You would be Andrew McCarthy if you were an 80s movie star.
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody in the chat? I want to say hi to Shelby real quick.
What's up, Shelby? Michael Stone.
Hi, Shelby.
Pick 6 cards, always the first one to comment on the videos. Appreciate you, buddy. Who dat?
No, I beat him to your video the other day, so I was very excited.
You did. Saints are going to shock the world this year?
No.
What, are they going to win one?
No, you want to lose them all.
Yeah, well, no, we probably need to lose them all next year to get Arch. So this year have a pretty decent year, but then
if you have the first round pick and you tell him you will pick him, he will leave college football.
I don't think that's true. He actually made comments about how his grandfather got beat up playing for the Saints. So I'm not certain that Arch wants to play for the Saints. Now, with that said, I think if we have the 1 pick, I don't think he's going to pull like an Eli. Wouldn't that be so ironic if Arch pulls an Eli on the Saints?
You would hate him forever.
That would be insane. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that would change everything. Change the whole dynamic.
You have to burn your jersey and everything.
Yes. All right, what's going on? Cool. Okay, guys. Let's just get the first things first. We have one more. So we have this stream, and then Steve, if I have this right, next stream will be the giveaway in 2 weeks.
What will the day be? Would that be like the 3rd?
Yeah, 2nd or 3rd. I might have to. I haven't even talked to you guys about this yet, but I might be flying out on Wednesday, the 3rd. I have to figure that out. So we might be doing this on Monday or Tuesday in a couple of weeks. Anyway, but the point being that the next stream is probably the giveaway because we'll be 30 days out.
That's the 2nd. Tuesday is the 1st.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I'm having a big summer party on July 1st. That's why I knew that's a Tuesday.
All right, then it should be fine. Cool.
Yeah, the 2nd is be Wednesday then.
Okay.
So that will be it. Yeah, that'll be the giveaway. And I have videos on deck. I just finished editing a video, so I'll have a new video up in the morning to get a couple more people entered. Does anybody know how many people we're at? I do. I'm just wondering if anybody else can keep
I have no idea.
We're just here, Steve. We donate some money and we put it on the internet.
7, would I be right?
No, I don't even think we're close to 7.
Do we have any notables like runner-up from last year or anything?
No, I think we're at 4 names right now for the national.
Do we have Rav? I feel like Rav was a runner-up. He was one of them.
Rav cards.
I didn't win. Jeff.
Brad might have been in there. Brad was in there. I think right now I have Buster Chestnut. I have Lebowski. I have Steve Dog CC, and I have JB Sports Cards because JB Sports Cards won the night that we also got the blaster box of Prism football.
So, question: do we need to do any sort of trivia tonight to get more people?
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting at least maybe 1 entered in tonight. Now, I do discuss in my video that comes out tomorrow. I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm behind on raising money for this year because last year I did the stickers, and Ham knows that we haven't put a sticker out yet this year. And the stickers the stickers almost funded all of the spending money they raised like $1,000 spending money for Cam, who won. We didn't know Cam was going to win, but at the time it was $1,000 for the winner.
Cam also brought a suitcase with like $100,000 in himself. Just he tacked on that 1,000.
So this year I'm actually going to maybe the night of the giveaway auction off a couple things from the channel that aren't very valuable, but are cool because they're story pieces from the channel. Everybody knows the one Jim Everett card that I showed last week. I'm going to auction off the Aaron Rodgers slab. because there's some people that have expressed interest in wanting that just because of the story behind and all the videos that the Aaron Rodgers slab was in. My next consignment order, and you guys will see this in tomorrow's video. Basically, tomorrow is a day in the lifestyle, like I always do, but I'm revealing my PSA 9s for my last order. And my last order was 12 PSA 9s and 13 PSA 10s. So I had a good order.
Damn.
And those 12 PSA 9s, I'm going to consign them. And half of the money that they sell for, I'm donating to the giveaway.
I really hope that I've got 2 orders in assembly. I've got 12 Caitlin Clark numbered rookie cards, and I hope that that grader gets the same grader that gave you 13 10s. Please.
You didn't submit with the sponsorship code?
Yeah, but 2 of
I
the
sent it to the PSA 10 warehouse. Yeah, if you guys need the address, just let me know.
You don't submit through Nat like I do?
Yeah, 2 of the cards.
He just walks them in.
2 of the cards. But yeah, 2 of the ones that got 9s though were like 2 big cards that if they would have 10 would have really, really boosted the order up. But I'm looking at the 12 PSA 9s that I have. It should be at least $1,000 consignment order, I would think. And like I said, half of that I will shoot straight into the fund for someone to spend at the National. So it's not going to be half of my profits because I may lose on this order because they're PSA 9s. I'm definitely going to lose because I'm giving away half of whatever they sell for. I'm not going to cover that much of it, but it will. If they sell for $1,000 at consignment, $500 of it will go. If they sell for $1,500, you know how it works, 50%.
Yeah.
Let me just throw in too, watching last night's game where the Fever played. Who'd they play? The Sun. Who is it? Oh God, I'm forgetting the city. Anyway, Connecticut. Yeah. Not only when you buy WNBA cards are you essentially buying women's basketball cards, but you also are getting, as kind of an added bonus, women's wrestling cards. If you watched the game last night, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where they got into 2 separate brawls with ejection.
Might be more UFC than wrestling.
Well, one brawl led to the other because the refs didn't do anything about the first one.
Refs don't do anything in female basketball.
The WNBA officiating crew is that's something, man. It's something.
They're horrible.
I get upset about NFL refs, but my God, they look like pure geniuses compared to WNBA refs.
Are you gonna cosplay as Caitlin Clark at the show to try to win the contest?
Isn't that what we're supposed to do? What are you? Wait, since we're missing Heroes Con, are you doing the Wolverine get up and then I'm doing a Caitlin Clark?
There we go. Don't remind me about Heroes Con. I'm so sad that that's this weekend.
Speaking of that, did you guys do anything with
tomorrow?
Did you guys do anything with the Topps Chrome Marvel?
Other than
I can't win a spot to buy anything.
Yeah. Neil would have been the one to buy it, but you said you weren't able to get it, right?
No, I lost both lotteries. It's like $500.
I lost both lotteries too. Yeah, I went in for a
box, man.
Anything decent that comes out that's new is going to nearly double in price.
I'm worried about Topps Chrome Stranger Things. Like, I'll buy a box of that, but $500, hell no, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
It was $300 on release. It's doubled in value in the last week almost.
The thing I've noticed about these Marvel cards is a lot of big time sports breakers and sports shops and sports personalities on our Instagram influencers and stuff are all pumping it like the non-licensed. And it's the same discussion about how they shit all over unlicensed product until it's something that they have to sell. And then same with Marvel. Even when Marvel was booming with the PMGs back, whatever that was, 2 to 3 years ago, it caught like a small gust of wind. But not even like new product was. It was more so old singles. And now the new product is just being talked about like it's the best shit on the market. It's talked about like, man, look at these hits. Like, I'm scrolling Instagram last night and I'm looking at a lot of people that come up on my feed and I'm like, I've never known that person to like Marvel cards. And now they're saying, look at the fire we broke in our IG stream tonight. You know, and I'm like,
and it's like some random Marvel character out of 499.
Yeah.
Like,
when did Rhino out of 500 become fire? But anyway,
is there anything cool like Jim Lee autos, or is there anything in there that is
Jim Lee's DC now? So no, there's not Jim Lee autos.
But they don't have.
I mean, there are actually some pretty cool stuff in there.
So Jim Lee
But there's
doesn't
a
do
lot
any,
of like
he doesn't do
numbers
any Marvel
small.
stuff, even though he works
Well,
at DC.
they
He won't-
did the
he won't touch
facsimile.
He
Marvel
literally
stuff
runs DC. Why would he do Marvel stuff?
What they did
because
the
he's like the king of Marvel. He's got all the Marvel stuff to
He
sign.
hasn't worked for Marvel since like the early 90s.
X-Men.
I think you're missing the
X-Men
point.
run.
You're missing the point.
But
I don't
I
know
think
why
he's
the
more
president of
famously
DC
known
would
for
work for Marvel.
I think the titles that he's famously known for are Marvel titles.
Thank you. Rob Liefeld. Anybody? Is there?
I mean,
is
you can
there
say like the same thing with
people-
Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane's known for his Spider-Man drawings, but he spun off and had Image Comics on his own and drew a bunch of, started Spawn and things like that. But you still relate McFarlane to Marvel to an extent. But they had the facsimile.
Is there
I think
anything good in there?
I think they have like the facsimile autos, like the Disney
Yeah,
shit,
there's-
like the Disney stuff that's
Yeah.
not real autographs.
Stupid
Yeah,
fake
that's-
auto.
It's printed on there. It's not even like it's signed.
But that's
what's
the
gonna work.
stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff that people are saying are hits. I'm like, that's a facsimile auto.
Yeah, those are
They
like
sell for a
those are-
ton.
They sell for a ton.
I
They
know.
sell
but-
for a ton.
Well, the one with the Wolverine claw through it is kind of
Those
cool,
are
but
cool.
also you can't see the card. Like they could have done a little something different to make it a little more appealing.
The reflections look really good. Those are super expensive. They're like case hits. Some of the parallels look really good. Like they have like webbed parallels that look good on certain characters, and there's certain color
certain
matches that look
characters,
good.
but yeah, again, you're still printing on a two-dimensional object. It only gets so good. That's why the claw mark thing is so cool, because it's three-dimensional basically.
I didn't realize those are actually die cut. I thought that they were
Yeah.
just like claw marks on the card, and then I saw on opening that they were literally like
That's because
card.
the imaging they were showing for the pre-production gave us that idea that it was just basically
Yeah.
like coming into it instead of actually being, three-dimensional.
First, I was like, "Those are stupid," and then I saw like one for real, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually a badass. Like, this is actually cool."
Oh, you picked that up there?
Neo will talk about Wolverine all night. So let's flip it back over so we don't lose half the audience. I lost this card today, and I'm still reeling from it. So actually, what's really funny is this card pops up on my watch list, and I put an offer in on it, and then I have a Drew Brees collectors group that's on IG, and there's like 10 guys in there, and I'm assuming I think this is the same guy, but this one's I think it's out of 20. Yeah, number 10 out of 20. So this sold today, I'm assuming, to somebody in the group. And the guy that owns this one apparently owns like 5 more of the same card out of 20. So I'm like, brother, throw another one up there on eBay so that I can get a shot. But this is like perfect, like Saints, like 2009 Super Bowl card. You got Colston, Reggie, and you got Drew. Triple. And it's exquisite. It's insane.
How much did it sell for?
I don't know. I didn't check the.
You didn't look it up.
Offer.
What
No,
was your offer?
I offered 388.
Probably sold for 4.
If you're going to offer 388, why wouldn't you just bin it?
Why? The thing that's hilarious is you're coming at me as if you've never had the same thing happen before. Like you've never made an offer and lost some random stupid Manny Ramirez card, and you're coming at me. Why didn't I bin it? I guarantee that you've done this before, where you bid 380 on a card. Neo never misses. Neo always gets his card.
About time you figured it out.
I bought a
Neo
card
never
yesterday.
misses.
It might be PC. It might be a flip card. I'm not really sure, but I bought a card yesterday. You guys saw it on text message. I'll be
Did
putting
you
it in
bin
a
it?
video soon.
Did you automatically bin it?
I best offered it. I best offered it.
Oh, okay.
But I best offered it pretty strong. Lately, I called Ham the other day because finally I got excited about the National. It's always about this time this year. Like, I feel like my hobby feelings / whatever I do in the hobby is going in big time cycle mode. Like, same thing happened last year. I bought heavy from January to like March. Then I did nothing but grade and sell through the next couple months. I wasn't buying anything for myself. I was just building up a nest egg of either untying income or getting lucky enough to make some profit. And I was just kind of like, man, this sucks. The buying and selling part, and my name's Flipping Steve, but man, the more and more the flipping part of this, it feels too much like work, I guess. And it's cool when you make money and you got money sitting, but if you never buy something to fuel your collection, because my whole thing is to buy or to sell. So I got money to buy for my collection. And I hadn't bought anything from my collection in a while. And it was just kind of.
You going to be targeting anything at the National?
I mean,
or have you
I don't know if I'm targeting anything
yet?
specific. There's cards I would love to have. I guess I just haven't seen anything that's really come up for sale that I've been like, man, I would really like to add that to my collection. There's some stuff that I'm like, that's pretty cool. I added about 4 or 5 things to my eBay watch list today because some stuff went for sale that you don't typically see for sale. So if I get 1 or 2 of those for my collection, that'll be great. I will get some sort of vintage card or something at the National, but I did just like I did last year. It might have been a year to the date almost. Hey, I called you on my way to work, and I'm like, man, I'm so pumped for the National. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I'm sitting around in a lull. I'm not doing much content. The card flipping is wearing on me with everything else going on. And then I was just like, man, I'm so ready for the National all of a sudden. So, yeah, it's pretty.
Here's what that Marvel card looks like, the die cut. This is what it looks like. So the claws are actually cut out of the card.
Okay.
The chrome card, I think the number to 20.
I don't think the cards look bad. I mean, they look good.
For what $600. Yeah, for what they sell for. Whew.
Well, why the hell wouldn't you just wait for the singles? I mean, that's what
I'm going to do.
Singles and colors
I set up some safe searches today on some certain stuff to keep an eye peeled.
They're breaking all that stuff. All those singles are going to hit.
I mean, cards out of 200 of certain characters are like $50 to $80, and it's like it's not even good looking.
If the news cycle slows down, this could be a good little setup here for a.
Yeah, we could fake a war so easy. You know how much content we get out of that. We'd be coordinating
roast part 1.
Okay, Dustin, you hit me with this, and then I'll hit back with this, and then you respond with this.
Yeah, that might need to be a thing. Maybe we'll start it at Fanatics Fest because we'll be there in person. I don't know. We'll have to kind of talk through
we'll have to work out the storyline. Like something will start at Fanatics Fest, and then it'll keep building till the National
to be continued.
Because we got plenty of content between now and the National, but after the National, we'll probably be a little dry. So the National, we'll have to throw. We'll have to buy like a Baker Mayfield NTRPA out from under me or something, and then that'll be on.
Hey, Baker Mayfield might be the man this year.
Yeah, what Bucks got ranked number 2 offense going into the season this year.
I love that the Bucks are favored because that means it's going to be a disaster.
We cannot take the opinion on Baker Mayfield or the Bucks from a Bucks fan because you always get a biased opinion and a biased outlook.
How about those Florida Panthers, baby? Stanley Cup in Florida still. Woohoo! Suckers.
I don't even know who was in the Stanley Cup.
Steve, are you wearing a Days of Thunder hat?
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't have a hat on before we went live, and then during the countdown, because this is my movie room. It's got all kinds of movie props in it. This is actually just a prop sitting over here on my stand. So when we were doing the countdown, I just grabbed it and put it on because I didn't have a hat on. It was either this or Wayne's World. So
either works.
Yeah. Nope, it'll go back on the little stand when I get done with it.
Dustin, what's your battle plan for Fanatics Fest?
I'm going to be perfectly honest. Most of the time in New York, I'm going to be naked in the hotel room with my wife, hanging out, and we're going to go to the show for probably 3 or 4 hours.
On what happens when you're naked?
Yeah,
maybe that could be your WWE walkout.
We've got a couple ideas. So here's one thing though, I was going to throw out to you if you want to go. I reached out to Mark at Bleecker because I've never been to the Bleecker store or whatever out there, and they're doing some sort of event on Saturday night, some sort of like a trade night from like 7 p.m. to whenever. But I feel like if I don't go to Bleecker I just won't go. Like I won't go there. So I feel like this is the opportunity to go. So we might
have Bleecker Street trading.
I have dinner reservations with Erica, and then I can text you after, and we can swing down there if you want, because she won't probably want to go to that.
You mean Bleecker Street? I'm sorry, the Bleecker Street trading store.
Yeah,
it's very small.
Yeah, it's tiny. Well, they have an area out back where they do trade night stuff.
Yeah, you go into the back, and it opens up a little bit into a trade. I mean, like where they were having a trade thing going on when I was there last time, and it still was really, it was congested. It was real.
It's
small.
Supposed to be hot as hell in New York City this week.
Yeah, that's the other piece of
in the 90s.
I don't know if I'm going to be walking around a ton.
I was surprised. I thought with the popularity of that store, as much as I've heard people talk about it and post about it on Instagram and stuff, I thought it was going to be like a really amazing type store, and it just was really small, and it didn't have a whole lot, honestly. I mean, I was really surprised, especially with the location and all that. But Bleecker Street, John's and Bleecker Street pizzas were literally right around the corner. I don't know. You got your pizza place. What'd you say it was?
Bezos. Yeah, we'll get it. But whatever, we'll figure it out.
See, John Reckoning knows what's coming.
I think Baker Mayfield's going to be great this year.
Yeah.
John Reckoning, he's a Baker guy. He's been
I'd like to have him. I mean, he's really good value in fantasy football. Brad, don't fall for that Daniel Jones fool's gold, man. Brad has Daniel Jones to be this year's Sam Darnold. No. He doesn't have weapons around him like Sam Darnold had. Where is he? He's with the Giants. No, he left the Giants and went to
the Giants.
The Colts. He's on the Colts, right?
Yeah, think so.
Yeah, he's on the Colts, man. That's not. That's not the type of situation that Sam Darnold landed in last year. Pittman Jr. is not Justin Jefferson, though.
No, he's nowhere near.
No.
I have a feeling that Baker's going to regress this year. And look, I like Baker.
How is he going to regress? He has more weapons.
Yeah, I just think it's going to fall apart. I think it's going to be like
what's going to fall apart? We have backups upon backups. I mean, 4 people would have to get hurt, including him.
I think finally Evans gets hurt. He's been He's 39 years old.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's been hurt every year.
But I think he actually does get hurt. And then I think that Godwin does his usual get hurt every year thing. And
we have a rookie of the year candidate with our wide receiver, our number 1 pick.
I don't know. I think that the Saints are going to come out of flipping nowhere.
And Bucky's going to be a top 3 running back after the season's over. You just watch.
Baker could regress a little bit from a statistical standpoint, but I don't think he's going to be like a bad quarterback. Like he threw for a lot of yards last year because they threw the ball a ton, and they'll probably try to run more this year.
Yeah, he was over 4,000 yards last year.
And he still needs to cut out some of the turnovers a little bit. He still forced the ball too much. And he still, like I said, he still tries to do too much. And Baker is the tale of there's 2 Bakers. Like you can get the Baker that will pass for 300 yards, a touchdown and 3 picks, or you'll get the one that'll pass for 4 touchdowns and no picks. It's kind of like he doesn't have an in-between, I don't think. If he can still be the big game Baker and then cut away from some of his turnovers and even on a bad game, basically make his floor higher.
Yeah. Well, that our defense got better. That's really what we need is our defense to have gotten better. And we got better everywhere on the team this year. So,
I mean, he has a high ceiling statistically. He can pass for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns, but he needs to cut out the stinker games and just make the stinker games okay games.
Mm-hmm. Neo, is it Wacko for Flacco time or is it Shador? Are you getting a Sanders jersey?
I'm not buying a Browns quarterback jersey. That's a path that you just don't go down.
If you're buying a Browns jersey, it needs to be Bernie Kosar.
Hey, just buy a Flacco jersey. There's nothing wrong with a Flacco jersey. He's a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, Flacco.
Myles Garrett's safe.
University of Delaware. Yeah, but nobody's safe from Myles Garrett swinging helmets at people.
How many quarterbacks are you going to carry into the season?
4, probably.
That's about how many I'm going to carry to the National.
Oh, Neo got the Travis Scott box, right?
Yeah.
He has the ability to get the Travis Scott box.
What does that
mean? I mean, it's paid for already.
Yeah. You just got to pick it up.
I got the F1 one too. I just got that email now.
Did you already sell it on eBay?
No, not yet.
The pre-sale? Neo's got the pre-sale up there.
I'll sell it I might actually open the Travis Scott. I haven't decided yet.
How does that work? You just pick it up at the show?
This is the first year they did Travis Scott like this last year, but yeah, you have a time slot that you go to the Topps booth and you have to show a QR code.
So I have a question. Is that like the Cactus Jack?
Yeah, it's the Cactus Jack Topps.
So the Travis Scott. Okay, so did they do Cactus Jack in multiple sports this year? I guess because they did it for WWE.
Just baseball for Fanatics Fest anyway.
Neo, I feel like the perfect skit for our feud would be you. So Erica's getting video of you at the booth, and then I come and grab the box out of your hand as they hand it to you, and I run off, and that's how we start it.
I'd have my security team tackle you.
No, yeah, that means Diggy tries to tackle Dustin, and then Dustin gives him the forearm.
Step over him and then just keep going.
They did a Cactus Jack set for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like using his stuff for like convention exclusives.
Well, he was at WrestleMania, wasn't he? He
participated. He came out with The Rock and them.
Yeah, he messed Cena up or messed Cody up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Neo, do you know about Series 2?
I don't. I assume they're going to be because those did not run EQL, but I actually reached out to Fanatics Fest PR and they never responded to my email. I asked if like how they were handling, if there was going to be drops that you could buy at the show for top stuff, and they didn't reply. So I tried to find out.
I'm gonna ask a question and get somebody entered for the giveaway because we have 4 names so far that I have written down, unless I forgot a name somewhere.
I feel like we need more. Yeah,
because it's going to be 12. I'm going to get 2 from the video that goes up tomorrow. Well, 2 will be announced because my last video I drew 2, and so that's 6. And if we get 1 right now, that'll be 7. We'll save like 2 for the night of the live stream. We typically save for like 2 people that are in the chat.
Rob, is there going to be a giant line to get my ticket at Will Call?
Probably on a Saturday, yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, like, do I want to get there at like 9 or whatever when it opens, or do I just get there at like noon and just deal with it?
It opens at 10. I think if you're there early enough, you'll probably be okay. Just depends on like when are your naked plans? Are they in the morning or do you prefer afternoon nakedness?
Are you all day naked?
It's kind of all of the above, but I'm trying to figure out if I should be there early or like rush or not really rush, and kind of take a break halfway.
I would probably try to get in there in the morning so you could try to see as much of the show as possible, and then you could kind of make a call on like, do I need to stay in here all day? It goes until 7.
Yeah, nap time. And then go to Bleecker.
The dealer section's only a couple hundred tables, but you could spend a lot of time like at the other nonsense, depending on.
Yeah, Brian and Anna aren't going this year.
Did you look to see if there's any panels that you want to go to? Like they posted the full panel schedule. Like there's some, like I think the LeBron stuff's on Saturday.
Is it? Yeah, I'm actually just looking at it right now. Let me share screen.
Because that might impact you as well, because you have to get in line for that stuff.
I hate lines.
So, Steven, is this Saturday right here? So, Saturday.
No, that's Friday. Yeah, go down.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'm looking at the wrong thing. All right. So, where's Bobby Hebert and Jim Everett and Archie Manning?
Oh, you go see Steve's boy, Dan Marino.
They're going to be at Bleecker.
Is Liv Morgan still going to be there? She
backed out because she should have surgery.
She just got injured.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like the receivers with Keegan-Michael Key. He's really funny.
I kind of want to go to the SummerSlam kickoff. That's the SummerSlam press conference.
Yeah, you guys are the big wrestling guys. So this one, right? With Cena and CM Punk. Yeah.
The one before that sounds good too. That's the LeBron, Tom Brady, Victor.
Yeah, that looks cool.
I'm telling you, man, if you're trying to flip cards right now, wrestling's where it's at.
Yeah.
That Stephanie McCurr that I bought a couple of weeks ago is skyrocketed. That red.
Well, we told you to buy it.
I know. I FOMO'd into it.
Oh, the Stephanie McCurr.
Yeah.
It's a nice card. I mean, I wouldn't mind having it.
Yeah, Liv Morgan's out, so I don't know who's filling in for her.
Anyway, if you guys want to answer a question and get yourself entered for the national giveaway, you're going to have to be on my chat. So if you're not on my chat and you want to answer, I don't know why you're not on my chat anyway, but
why do they have to be on your chat? Why you got to be exclusive to you?
Because you guys get more viewers than I do.
Are you talking to me?
Jeez Louise.
I got to do whatever I can, man.
I like Bob Boozle's comment at 9:31.
Yeah, fix all Mandela effects. I know that's right.
I write the world.
Yeah, John Reckoning, are you going to be at the National? Because that would be a fun picture opportunity.
That's LeBron and the WWE panel will probably have a massive line.
That's the thing is the ones. Yeah, I mean, I'd almost rather go to one where maybe there's not a crazy line, like the Dan Marino one. I mean, I'm sure people will show up for Montana. I don't care about Jaden Daniels. Yeah, there's some big names though.
When's Costner supposed to be there?
I think that's Friday. Scroll up to Friday. I definitely want to try to go to that one.
Where's Caitlin Clark? She's not there.
She's too busy brawling with the WNBA.
Friday at 3
Could you
p.m.
imagine how long she would have the longest line? I bet you she would have the longest line.
She's more famous than all these dudes.
You're missing the Mannings. You can go see your boys.
I know. Actually, this would be fun. That would be really fun.
Do you think, I'm not talking about sports cards, but in sports in general, or just let's talk basketball in general, where do you think she ranks in popularity amongst all basketball players currently active?
Colin Cowherd
in popularity.
She's Michael Jordan part 2 is what Colin Cowherd said, and I believe everything he says.
Yeah. Well, I know somebody posted something online the other day.
Well, okay, so let's go back in time to before Wemby got injured. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of all the hype with Wembanyama. Would you put her on the same level as Wembanyama in the NBA as far as just the hype and the excitement?
Well, I'm talking popularity / notoriety, bigger than basketball itself, because we know who Victor Wembanyama is, but if I ask my grandmother who she is, she probably doesn't know. Right. So,
well, who in the NBA is that though? That like
LeBron, Steph. I think LeBron and Steph might be the only 2 names that are currently active that are more popular than.
And they've had 20 years to play basketball, 15
right,
to 20 years to establish themselves.
Now, her popularity could actually lessen over time just because, hype, recency bias and hype and things like that. Doesn't mean she's going to get any worse as a player. She could probably actually get better as a player and achieve more as a player, but her popularity kind of just, I don't want to say get stale, but just lose a little bit of, fizzle a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Sophie.
Yeah, I'm curious to what goes on with her mid-long term, like over the next 3 years. That's really where, like, does it keep up? Does anybody else come in? Does the Reese rivalry heat up? Like, they need the rivalry, the little bit of fighting and stuff that's going on.
There's no rivalry with Angel Reese unless you're just talking about popularity. And Angel Reese is only popular because of social media. She's not popular because of her basketball play.
Yeah, but the world we live in now, social media plays a part in even the games itself.
But to have a rivalry in sports, you have to be competitive with each other.
No, she rebounds really well.
The funny part is Caitlin Clark getting beaten up and beaten around by all the vets in the WNBA. It almost helps her popularity.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I mean,
this is 90s basketball at its finest.
It is. It's like the bad boy Pistons out there.
It is. This is what this is. Everybody's picking on one person.
We got Bill Laimbeer, Billina Laimbeer out there.
Yeah.
Not really though, because if they injure Caitlin Clark, the league is going to go under. It's already under, but
yeah,
well, they're letting them hit her nonstop.
I know. That doesn't mean that just because they let it happen doesn't mean that it won't. If she gets hurt, it won't hurt the league.
That's Michael Jordan.
I mean, there's more names. I mean, the thing about Michael Jordan is, yes, he was head and shoulders above everybody else in the league from a popularity standpoint when he was there, but Michael Jordan could have got hurt and the league wouldn't have went under because there were still enough popular names that people were interested in seeing. Michael Jordan could have not been there at all and people would have still watched. People don't watch when Caitlin Clark's not playing. And I'm not just talking about Caitlin Clark games. I'm talking about the WNBA period. No,
yeah,
I don't.
I haven't been drawn in
There's
to
some
go and be out of my way to watch a game.
Let me see if I can pull it up. There's some stat because they compared Jordan and Clark, and it was a ratings comparison. Yeah. Kind of like Jordan and Jordan's effect on the NBA. And it was pretty dramatic. I mean, I agree with you, Steve. Like Clark is like the majority of the league's popularity, whereas like you had Larry Magic, you had other players that at least like the league wouldn't be completely screwed. But it's similar though. Michael Jordan brought like insane ratings.
So Mendoza collects. Liberty got beat the other night in Caitlin Clark's comeback game. The Fever beat them. Caitlin Clark had 32 points. And then Rick Lyle, the WNBA has never made a profit. It actually with Caitlin Clark last year still lost $40 million. It
hasn't kicked in though. The TV rights and stuff haven't kicked in yet.
But it's being held up by the NBA owners. That's why I'm surprised that the NBA commissioner hasn't gotten into some of this stuff that's going on the court in the WNBA.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, all right, I'm going to ask a question to get somebody entered for the national. You have to answer with a paperclip from my channel. If not, it don't count. Only answer if you want to be entered to win the national trip. So if you don't want to get a chance to win a trip to the national, don't answer this. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you're just going to have to make a lucky guess because this is an Instagram question. I just got back a 25-card PSA order. I have not revealed that on my channel yet, but I revealed one card on Instagram because it was the only card that wasn't a wrestling card. It was a football card. One card. The other 24 were all wrestling cards. Who was the player? And it was an Instagram post, and I put in the heading that the only card that I submitted that wasn't a wrestling card.
I know it.
I got Brad Noble coming in first with Bryce Young, and that would be correct. Is that who you guys see first?
Yes.
Well, we can't see your chat.
Well, we can't see your chat.
On
So
our
No,
side,
but
yeah.
you can see him in our chat. In our chat,
I see Brad.
because Spurs cards was right behind him. Okay, so Brad has a spot in the giveaway.
Hasn't he been in the running before?
He has. I think he was runner-up last year.
Yeah, runner up last year.
He
Brad
lost
Noble
on the
got it.
302 question. He had I think last year he had a commanding lead.
He won
And then-
like Will Levis second place PSA 10 Silver Prism last year.
Right. So I asked the
Nobody
question
won
last
that.
year. I asked
He
the
won-
question
he won it.
last year, how many things you could name on the 302 sticker? How many Delaware things on it? And however many you got is how many points you got. And Brad was winning by a lot, but hardly got none of the 302 questions. And Cam got almost all of them. And it was a 12-point swing on the final question or something.
Did y'all see the way that
Brad hates that he picked Will Levis. I was like, I'll buy you a $250 card, whatever it is, and it was the Will Levis. And I know now he's like, screw you.
did y'all
But
see
dude,
what happened during the Jeff national giveaway?
Huh?
Did you see the way Jeff gave away the national thing? What
How
happened?
did it end last night? I was in Dewey
Oh my
Beach walking
God.
around, but how
I
did it
can't
happen?
believe
I saw
Dustin-
some of it.
You should watch last night's Market Movers live stream. You could do a 4-hour reaction video on it.
Okay.
I watched them giving away the packs, the electronic
First, Teapot
packs.
gave away so they did an arena or a courtyard IO thing.
Yep.
Teapot gives away a slab. The person that wins it is his spitballing co-host blabbing about slabbing. So we got a rigged giveaway.
Oh God.
The second crazy thing that happened was on the fourth, I don't know, the big courtyard pack that they opened, they hit the $1,000 Jalen Hurts chaser.
Yeah.
So you can have a field day with that. Then on the national giveaway, they have a physical wheel that they spin, and Teapot spins it too hard. And the little,
Ridiculously too
the little
hard.
rubber thing that clicks as the thing goes
Uh-huh.
by flew off. So the
Not even
Jeff
that, the name flew off the wheel as well.
yeah.
So-
Everything was the whole thing.
so they
was-
now have to
Jeff
do a
had stop
respin.
it. They had to say that it didn't count, reattach it, do it
Uh-huh.
again.
Because it's all
Then
live.
they did another giveaway.
There's a cursed giveaway.
They did another giveaway. The Jalen Hurts card, they gave that away. And the trivia question that they asked ChatGPT for the answer, and ChatGPT told them the wrong answer.
Mhm.
So the person that won it actually got the wrong answer, and the people are in chat are like, "That's not right," and they're like, "We have to go off of what ChatGPT said." There's legitimately 8 things that went haywire.
Hey, look, I told you running a giveaway is not easy, boys. And then you get a big old content creator like Jeff out there, and he struggles through it too. It's
That
funny
might-
because
that might have to be a video.
remember he asked me at the fantasy football draft because he plays in our league. I remember him asking me so how do you do your giveaway? What do you do? And at the time, I thought it was just an honest question. And now I'm thinking back on it, and I'm like, man, he was trying to get ideas. But I told him, I said, I do trivia questions. So then last night I'm watching it, and they're doing the courtyard thing. and it's like he's asking trivia questions. I'm like, God damn, he's stealing my format, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, I didn't get to watch it all. I was out, but we were texting about it.
I texted Teapot last night. I was like, what did I just watch after the show was over?
My God,
the way they did it. So
I was in chat. I was like, BRB, have to go record a reaction video for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. That sounds hilarious.
Ziggy, no, I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you have any breaker cred you might want to donate towards the giveaway? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I did.
You just call him out like that. Now if he says no, you're going to make...
Hey, look, I don't get behind closed doors with all the corporate bigwigs like you guys do. I don't even want to know what goes on behind some of these doors with some of these sponsorship you guys are coming away with. But what I will say is, hey, Ziggy, would you like some breaker credit at us?
Some Queens of Cards sponsorship.
Ziggy, are the girls going to be at the show?
You know how Ham is.
Well, I gotta go say hi to whatever booth
tomorrow. All of a sudden, Ham's coming to Fanatics Fest.
All of a sudden, yeah, Ham's on a plane.
How come Tampa cards aren't going on
for a minute?
Because the cost of the table is ridiculous.
It's only like $3,000. What? Come on.
Like
what was the booth number last year, Ham? I know you remember the booth number.
I forgot. I don't know.
You had it. You had a picture of it on your phone, so you wouldn't forget.
At the time, once I figured out where it was, I didn't need a number anymore. I knew where.
The real question is what's the booth number this year?
Yeah, right.
I'll ask her.
Oh, your girl?
Ham? Yeah.
The fire dancer.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Steve asked Ziggy for free stuff, and the one time in Ziggy's life he hasn't commented on something in under 5 minutes.
I know. Normally we've got 400 comments, and now it's real quiet.
I'm really surprised that the majority of the people that are in this hobby that are pumping everything all the time, that are the biggest people, don't give away more stuff.
Like, yeah, there's your Instagram post. I open up my Instagram.
That's why.
I open up my Instagram and it's Neo's post with, I guess, his Travis Scott box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giveaways are a pain. And
they're a huge pain in the ass.
Everyone complains. It's like you're trying to do something good and nice, and it's like, a bunch of complainers or, I mean, like.
Oh, yeah, but there's all these people that do this stuff at shows and stuff. Just do it live so you don't have to deal with all that other crap.
You still have to deal with it. I did giveaways before. People were asking me, like, has it shipped yet? And I'm like, my God, you're getting it for free. Like, give me a day.
That's like what last year. What was it? What year was it that we were trying to? Was it last year where you were trying to give away the case, Steve, and you're trying to give it to a kid, but you don't want to feel like we were like approaching a child?
Oh yeah, I was like, I had a Zion case to give away, and I was like, well, I want to get the parents' permission first. I just want to roll up and surprise them and be like, hey, kid, you know what I mean? Like, because I want the parent to get startled and be like,
yeah, Steve.
What are you doing to my kid? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, didn't that lady say
and then what happens is I see a kid with a Tyreek Hill jersey on, so I'm like, that's who we're going to ask about the case. The father's there, and I asked the father, I'm like, do you mind if I give a Zion case to your son, and we might shoot it for YouTube, or we won't shoot it if you don't want? He doesn't even answer me. He looks down at his son and he goes, hey, would you like a free Zion case? This guy wants to give you a Zion case. So I'm like, well, damn. He just asked his kid if he
the best was a comment on your giveaway, Steve, and somebody commented on my video because I had made mention to, like, hey, make sure you're paying attention on Steve's channel for this giveaway. And some idiot comments something to the effect of, like, well, what hotel is it going to be at?
Oh, yeah.
How do we know what? I don't want to stay in a bad part of town. I'm not staying at a Motel 8 or whatever. And it's like, buddy, it is a free giveaway.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually stay wherever you want, but there's all these other things as part of the. I'm just like,
what was
the entitlement is
what was involved in Jeff's giveaway? Do you know what was the prize package?
I don't really. I mean, I know it was a person and a guest. A few days, I think two nights, hotel stay somewhere, and I don't know what the rest of it was. There was some other stuff, but they didn't really overly mention it either.
I mean, right now, we got the hotel. I will raise $1,000 to give to somebody to spend, and if I don't raise it, I'll just have to come out of my pocket for it because I'm not going to. My giveaway is not going to be any less than it was last year.
Yeah.
So I do have people who have
See what I
reached
can come
out.
up with it.
I have people who have reached out to me and asked me about donating to it, and I told them just wait till I go full all in on the donations, and then I'll get back to you. So I will have something coming in, and I mean, like I said, I'm going to sell a consignment order and take half of that. I have lots of consignment orders going out though. I have 20 cards about to go live. I got 20 cards that just ended, and I have 20 cards packaged up. As soon as this 20 card order goes live, which might be tonight, this other 20 card order is being shipped. So I'll have them going in and out in waves. So, but I haven't reached out to Zion cases, but I did post an Instagram post of me holding my Zion pouch in Machu Picchu. And I was like hiking Machu Picchu with my Zion pouch, and they responded and was like, man, dude, that's awesome and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be, I'm pretty sure that they will do the Zion case again this year. And I do believe Lidex is, well, do I even want to say who, but someone is going to give us a pass is from what I understand. So it'll be the VIP pass, the spending money, the hotel night, the Zion case. Last year, there was just some stuff that kind of got thrown in randomly as we walked the show floor that people just wanted to throw in. So, and you get to hang out with Neo.
That's part of the
maybe
deal. You're actually hanging out with Neo for the entire time. You don't leave his side.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if GameStop was at the National?
I'll be right back.
Oh, Neo's wife just pulled. Why are you on a damn stream? We've got to leave in the morning.
We're packing. Where's the suitcase?
You haven't packed anything yet? She's like losing her shit.
Where's the meatloaf?
Yeah, the GameStop order I just got back took a couple days over 2 months. The first one was like a month or less. This last one went out, I think, on March. I had the date. I said the date in my last video. I can't remember. It might have been March 16th. March 26th. It went out on March. It went out on March 26th, and I got it back on like June 11th or something. It was like 2 months and 2 weeks or something.
I mean, that's still quite a bit faster than direct.
I need to figure out when this PSA Florida's opening up, because once they start getting stuff in there, you're gonna get a quick turnaround down here.
I think the turnaround time will get fixed here over the next few months.
Well, if that opens up in Florida, it'll be real fixed for anybody here.
Yeah, I told myself I was going to stop buying raw cards until I got everything graded through and consigned, and then I would start fresh from scratch again. And I've already bought 3 raw cards again in like the last 2 days.
When you see something you see, you got to get it.
I've got raw cards to grade, but I don't want to do like the Caitlin Clarks. I'll send those in at $39, but I'm not sending in like some of the other stuff. It needs to go bulk. So I'm just like,
right. I'm just sending everything bulk. I don't have anything that needs to rush through. I don't have any NFL stuff, any stuff that needs to make it to the National with me. I have all that stuff back. This is all stuff that's typically eBay cards, consignment cards, even Veriswap cards. People on Veriswap want to trade for my wrestling cards.
Of course they
People
do.
on Veriswap. Yeah. So
need some repack product.
I was going to say, if I could find a wrestling repacker, I would be able to load them down with some inventory.
I'm sure they'll be there.
Oh, they're out there.
They're out there. I just haven't looked. So, I've been so busy. In today's video, I basically did the cards, but I also incorporated what I was doing, which was working on a pool heater. So,
oh, you hadn't got the pool heater fixed yet?
No, I had it apart, and I had to wait for a part to come in.
I saw the part.
Yeah, basically with the pool heater, it's like I can't really find anybody in the area that does maintenance on pool heaters. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to fix it, and if I make things worse, I'll just buy a new one. So it was kind of like, you know what? I'm going to try to fix it, and if I fix it, because if it's the heat exchanger, which is the only part I can't fix on my own, if it needs a new heat exchanger, that's going to cost me $1,800 to $2,000, and a brand new pool heater is like $2,800.
Yeah,
so
you're better off going right out.
I'm just better off to get an upgraded pool heater that's digital and things like that.
The solar pool heater doesn't work, where you just put some panels on the roof and put the wire in the pool and it heats the water up?
No, my shit's natural gas powered, man. I don't even have an electric one. My shit is like the Caribbean Sea out there. Like mine will heat through freezing temperatures. Other people around here that have the electric heaters, if it falls below like 60, their water will get cold. It can be like 40 here, and my water will still be 90
It's
if I
gonna be
want.
4 degrees outside, and Steve's gonna be swimming in his pool.
Yeah, that gas bill will be up there though. But
let's cut to the
Make a great
chase.
video.
Let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
How many of you guys have invested everything into Labubus?
what is that?
My daughter does have a Labubu that we
I
won
just
the other day at a claw
I
machine.
just learned about this. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up for
We
people.
went to Atomic Claw, and
These are
she ended
creepy
up
looking.
trading in for one.
That's so weird.
A rare Labubu.
What is that?
Hold on, I'm
That's
trying to pull
They're
it up.
so creepy
Yeah, we'll just
looking.
wait for a second here. It's just based off normal world ridiculousness.
Pop Mart makes them.
Yep.
That's a good question. Because
They'll be there. Somebody will have them.
in my last video, my last video actually.
Athletes. Go.
I like to send my PSA subs 25 cards at a time. Last time I had to evaluate 33 cards to get 25 that I wanted to send. So that means 8 cards didn't make the cut. The percentage will be, it's not normally a normal set percentage, but I can tell you on my last order, because that's the only one that I remember off the top of my head. I sat down, I said, I'm going to prep. I have a stack of cards. When I get to 25 to send in, I get to 25. So however many cards it takes me to evaluate to get there. And it took me 33 cards to get 25 that I wanted to send in. So I was 8 cards that I put in the dud pile. My dud pile will go to consignment, and they'll be resold raw. That way I don't have to deal with returns and stuff if people don't like the condition on them. And the consignor that I use lists all cards, regardless of condition, in excellent condition. They don't list them near mint to mint. They list them excellent. So
These remind me of expensive trolls. Remember
Yeah,
the
that's
troll
basically what they are.
This is $120. These are sold out. Like quantity
Yeah.
max 1 set per person.
You can't
What's
even
it
get the
selling for on
$40
eBay?
one.
What's that?
What's it selling for on eBay?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, like the cheapest you can find one usually out of the box is like $40. That one's a little different because it's fully
Lord.
dressed up. The rest
hey,
of
look,
them
it's Dustin, Ham, Dio, and Bob Boozle on the live stream tonight.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Labubus.
Vinyl plush doll. And what's funny is if you go on the bottom of the foot and you hit it with a black light, if that's one of the ways you can tell if it's real, it lights up. It has like a design on it. So they have like
Hands doing
hidden
all the
features.
research.
They have more hidden features than a PSA slab to verify it's real.
It's
Jeff,
crazy.
what's a PSA 10 Caitlin Clark Silver comping at?
$3,000 probably.
They were super expensive because the quality control on them's dog shit.
Horrible.
I think it's a 9% gem rate.
Yeah, it's like an insane gem rate. I talked about it in a video a few weeks ago.
It is sitting at
They were legit like $3,000, I think, for a hot minute.
there's a $4,000 sale on the 10th. Woo.
Yeah, Jeff, probably not.
I don't know if that's a weird sale or what.
She probably has the highest
I don't
PSA
think
in
so.
silver.
They were going for about $3,000 or $4,000.
There's
Yeah,
one.
I know they were going for.
Yeah, 39.80. I don't know if that's legit.
I know they were over $3,000. Last time I saw it was like 3,300. I don't know what a Mahomes sells for right now. What's a Mahomes silver 10 sell for?
I don't know what Mahomes is at either.
I'll check it.
She might be higher than him now.
The card
She might
number
have
on
the
that
highest
stuff.
PSA
22 or
A
what?
question though. This is a
22.
question for chat too. Which one
What?
would you rather have, chat? Or you guys? Which one would you rather have, a Mahomes
41.
Silver 10 or a Caitlin?
So Caitlin's is a pop 65 right now, and Mahomes is a pop 974, and they're the same price, roughly. They're
It's still a 9% gem rate. There's 65 PSA 10s and 467 PSA 9s and 220 PSA 8s. That's a lot of 8s.
Yeah, there's not a lot of 9s either.
Brutal, dude.
58% 9s, 27% 8s, 9% 10s. That's rough.
Yeah, just think that might not even cap out at 100 PSA 10s at some point.
This is kind of wild though, because you've got Boozle says Mahomes, Brad
Like
says
long term. I'm not talking about in the immediate future. The
but
Mahomes.
5 year, 10 year.
Mahomes is accomplished, and Clark is not.
Right, I'm saying the Mahomes. Mahomes has stayed pretty much
It's
right
flat.
there, flat.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it a safe card? I don't know. I mean, how much volatility is left in it, up or down? The Clark, I mean, I think right now, just like we talked about earlier with her popularity, I don't know if anybody's popularity can get any higher. Even if she gets accomplishments. Like, I think at some point seeing Caitlin Clark shoot long 3-pointers is going to become the normal, and it's going to become a little less exciting.
Yep.
And there will be somebody else that will come along that will try to steal a little bit of the buzz. Who knows if they'll be as good? Don't know. And we're also talking about a league that might not even be around in a couple years.
Yep.
I mean, the chances of that are probably lower than higher. But
That's my gripe with Caitlin Clark is she doesn't do everything. You know, she shoots far, and it's awesome. But I want somebody that razzle dazzles too.
Have you watched her pass?
have you watched her play?
She can
Yeah,
pass.
I have.
Yeah.
Her passing is crazy.
But they're trying to call her the female version of Michael Jordan, and she's nowhere near it.
No, from a popularity
In
standpoint.
WNBA terms,
I don't care about she's popular because she's the better girl than the rest of the girls.
She
From a
can't
popularity
dunk
standpoint.
she can't dunk from the free throw line.
I've heard people call her a mix of Larry Bird and Steph Curry when it comes to her play styles. But
I mean, it's great to be
but her
named after other
popularity
people,
is
but
a
don't you want to
Jordan
be yourself?
well, everything's been done, Ham.
Well, then she's not special.
You're always going to be compared to somebody else. You're always going to be compared to the greats that come ahead of you, unless you do something different.
First off, Ham, how dare you say
Already been done.
Let me slide out of the way.
was
It's going to be
Jordan, right?
the
you
Dustin
bite your
Ham
tongue. You bite your tongue, Ham.
Well, I mean, if they cancel the girls' league in a couple of years, can they let her play in the men's league? She can shoot.
The WNBA's been around for like 30 years. It's not just
They
going.
can't be
away.
around much longer. They can't lose. I mean, how many years do you want to lose money? 3 decades already. At what point do you just say this isn't going to work?
Oh my
Here's the
God.
thing. I don't think the WNBA
Is
is
it a
going
write-off?
anywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere, but
the
in
NBA
2 or
funds
3
it.
years, if they folded in 2 or 3 years, would I be surprised? I wouldn't. But would I put my money on that? No, I wouldn't do that either.
So Mendoza actually brings up a good point. Is it really all kind of like what we talk about with a lot of players? Is the spec all baked in to when she actually does, win a title or an MVP or whatever?
That's every ultra modern card ever printed.
Pretty much, yeah. That's actually a good point. Like it might already be all baked in. We don't really know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think the only thing that's going to fuel her cards and still has the potential to continually fuel her cards at least for a year or two, unless something specific happens, is more and more people will be more attracted to watching because it's going to be something that's always talked about. So as long as I see the upside to this in a 3-year window, I don't see the upside of it in a 10-year window.
So my wild card's kind of an interesting point about maternity leaves are projected if she has a kid or 2 kids or however that goes. And that's actually kind of interesting because is it, if she does go away for a year and she's not playing, does it then, is there like a buildup? Is there a new buildup for her because she's kind of out of the limelight for a bit and then she comes back? That's not something that the men's game really deals with. So yeah, who knows?
Collector's Dream dropping the news.
Orange goat. Ham is wrong. Love it.
We'll see.
Ham only has eyes for anomalies and enigmas.
This is true.
I mean, right now in her league, she's a one of a kind. So,
who's the second and third best female in the WNBA right now?
she's not even the best female player in the league. She's just
Asia
I
Wilson.
was getting real concerned where that was going, but
Asia Wilson's the best right now in the WNBA.
okay.
But Clark's probably
And I couldn't even tell you what she looks like. I'll put it to you that way. I can't tell you what she looks like.
Clark's top 5 player.
Yeah, we're not.
But if
talking
you're
about,
looking at it from the outside, you would assume she's the best player in the league.
no, we're
because
talking
it's the
about
only person anybody talks about.
popularity
It's the only person anybody talks about.
because she's different.
I know, but if somebody doesn't watch soccer, they're going to tell you.
Yeah,
10
but
names
you just
before
said
that.
you wanted to be
Well,
wowed
they're
and
on
stuff. The reason why she's different is because she is the wow factor. You just said you want to be wowed. Well, tune in and
I
watch
don't
everybody
think
else
I
play
watch it,
WNBA,
I'm
and you're
like,
going to be watching a
watch
bunch of layups.
Now keep in mind,
Is it only a wow factor because it's a girl?
Ham, if we're going back to Michael Jordan,
Yes.
okay,
CC
now
Pedro.
Michael Jordan kind of shocked the league as a rookie, can do all these crazy things, kind of like Caitlin Clark. Then in his second year, he broke his foot and he missed basically like the entire season, just about.
Yep.
She's in her second season. So if we're just looking at it from like context, you know,
I understand that, but I'm just saying, I watch her play and I'm like, okay. I mean, I see a bunch of people do that all in the regular
I don't
NBA.
believe you didn't know that.
I don't care that it's a woman doing it. It's not making me go, I need it better or more.
I'm about to put a pillow over my face.
Just mute his mic. You have the power.
No, don't mute my mic.
We have to let Ham speak. All right. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. Both of these players are very good. I agree. Sabrina's really good.
Here's the thing in the NBA. One person goes down to hit a 30-plus foot three-pointer. Somebody else gets the ball. They dribble down. They do the same thing. Somebody goes down. They do a no-look pass with a slam dunk. Then the other team goes down. They do the same thing. Right? Everybody on the court's doing the same thing. When you watch a WNBA game, the only person out there doing crazy no-look passes and hitting long bomb logo threes is Caitlin Clark. So she's one of a kind in her league. Mm-hmm. Which, when you're light years ahead – from a skill standpoint than everybody else, you just look different on the court. It's kind of like that time me and you went fishing and you couldn't catch anything, and I was like catching all kinds of fish. And
try to be nice.
Hammer, you okay?
Out to fish. Try to make sure they get into the fish so that I don't catch all the fish and make them look bad. I try to do the right thing, and then it gets thrown back in my face.
Ham's got backers in the chat. Ham speaking facts.
Not many.
Kind of what Steve just said, though, because I think so much of this is more common than it ever used to be. It's not as much of a wow factor as it would have been at some point.
That person should get an entry to the national giveaway. That comment was hilarious.
Guys, really, the content creator feud has to be me and Neo, and then you guys. Like, that needs to be like part of the damn tag team feud.
That's no. There's going to be instigators, and there's going to be people that take sides at different times.
I'm sorry, Ham. I'm reading that the fishing comment was out of line. Man, it's a low blow, but it's not as everybody already knows you can't fish. It's not like I'm telling them anything new.
And I thought it fit where we were in the conversation. I liked it. I think it was.
I have said, hey, look, guys, I have said this multiple times in many, many videos and many, many live streams. It is not the first time that I've told the truth about Ham and his lack of fishing ability.
It was one day.
It was one day.
It was foggy. The weather was bad. The tide wasn't moving. We didn't have bait. I mean, I'm struggling here with what I had to work with.
Paul's coming in hot, not believing in the Caitlin Clark long term. I like how he positioned himself, though. He said long term, not short term. So he kind of saved himself. Short term, I mean, there's probably some good churn there. I mean, look, I'm going to sell some of my stuff. I don't know what I'm going to sell or how many, but I'm going to sell some of it.
Paul hates any card printed after 1954.
Yeah, if it's not an 1897 Green Bay Packers card, then Paul's not interested in it.
Oh, he likes rock and roll too. He's into that cool stuff.
Or Nirvana card.
But he's not touching that Rolling Stones crap that's coming out.
It's a subject. I mean, the Caitlin Clark, I'm not going to try to convince anybody to think.
I have way more fun watching her.
You never know, but right now she's the most talked about person probably in sports. And I mean, probably the most talked about person since Tiger Woods, to be honest.
Yep.
She might be the greatest athlete of all time. My cards will be up for sale in about 5 days.
Oh god.
That's why Dustin's like, I need this order pack ASAP.
Guys, I need this. I need this. No, I'm actually interested because I don't have the prism silver. I don't have silver prisms there, but I've got blues. I've got 2 blues that are there right now. And I'm curious to see, like, if I just get wiped out, like if prism just, like if I get 6s on them, or if I actually get lucky and get a 10. And then if I get a 10, do I really want to sell it, or do I want to hold that one and sell the 8 or the 9 or whatever I get on the other? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be kind of tricky.
Here's my thing. I graded and sold, or I graded all my Caitlin Clark cards, and I've sold them all but one. I'm hanging on. Sold any yet. I'm hanging on to just one that I want to hold on to because
you sold all of the concourses?
Yeah. Oh no, I have the blue disco.
The disco. That's a cool card.
That's the one that I still have. But I've made my money on Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to risk it for the biscuit and try to grade again. And I've made my profit, and I still have a card for myself. Or I might sell it at the National. I might decide that, hey, maybe I will gamble on this on a little longer term. That's where I stand with the Caitlin Clark stuff. I'm not buying any more of it because I don't know how much room is there. You have to buy raw and grade, or you don't have any room. And if your grades are shit, then your returns are going to be shit.
I'm in a weird spot because I'm almost of the mind of like, I'll just sell like the 8s and the 9s and I'll keep the 10s. But but the real money grading and selling is in the 10s. So maybe I'll sell 10s or something.
I did well on her stuff. I think I graded 6 cards of hers and I got 5 10s. Yeah, I can't complain going 5 out of 6 on Caitlin Clark cards on 10s. And one of them was a 9 that still sold over raw card value. She is one person. If you pick the right card, will sell over raw card value at a PSA 9. The other one is, if you like WWE cards, I've learned that Tiffany Stratton sells more in a PSA 9 than does raw. So that's another card, another athlete or entertainer, whatever you want to say, that you can buy and flip and be safe with your PSA 9s. Yeah. I bought a Prism rookie of hers premium box set. That one's numbered out of $199 for $20, and I graded it, and it got a 9, and it sold for $106.
Yeah.
Waiting for that Tiffany Stratton redemption to come in.
And so look at that. That was a $20 raw card. That was a $20 raw card in a $21 or $22 grading fee. I'm a little bit over $40 in, and it did over $100. That's like, look at the percentage return on a PSA 9 there. I mean, even if you pay $50 for the card, like you're going. So
still good. I mean, yeah.
I guess I got to stop giving away all my nuggets.
Well, there's only so many of that nugget since it's all numbered.
But in that order I just got back, I got a blue Prism rookie of Tiffany Stratton that graded out of 10. That one would be a nice, probably $400 or $500 card.
So my thought with Clark too, sorry to go back to that, is NBA is going to be over here soon.
Yep.
There's no NFL talk for the next 30 days or so until we get to training camp. So it's going to be like there's going to be more focus on the WNBA over the next 30 days. So I actually think that's going to be a fairly decent selling point, especially with people probably loading up for the National as well.
Yeah, well, you remember when I originally was buying Caitlin Clark, I told you guys on a live stream, I said my timeline to sell my Caitlin Clark stuff is July. But I was making money on them. I could not sell them. One of them I sold on accident. I overpriced it and listed it, and I was like, if somebody's willing to overpay, then they can have it, and somebody did. That's actually the card I wanted to keep over the blue select, but whatever.
I'm definitely going to keep the blue I've got 2 blue out of 199 and a blue Pulsar out of 199. I'll keep at least one of the blues, the true blues. I really like those cards.
Are those Prism regular?
Yeah, number 22, the one, the shooting stance. Mm-hmm. Now I'll definitely keep one of those because I just like those cards. But
I did some of her Prism Monopoly and then her Select stuff because Select
grades well.
Yes, Select for the basketball and Select in WWE grades really well.
That's hey, if anybody's new to the hobby, long timers know this, but Select grades well typically. I'm not saying all of it does, but if you're trying to pick between Select and Prism, Select grades well.
What I've been grading with the WWE stuff, the Select has graded well, and the Topps Chrome 2025 product has graded well, but you have to look at the back. The only thing that can really hold back a Topps Chrome WWE card is the back corners, because the black borders borders are black, and typically one of those bottom corners from when they take them out of the pack, it's usually the back bottom right will be the one that's got the ding on it. But if you can get good photos and see that the centering and the surfaces are normally fairly good on those cards.
Brendan brings up an excellent point. Why did Panini go with the Rolling Stones? If you're going to go with a music set, I mean, I get it, iconic band or whatever, but I don't get it in that, like, the age group that's really spending a lot of money on the pop culture type stuff. I don't know if they're necessarily Rolling Stones fans. This will be a good test, though. If you throw Prism on anything, maybe it just sells.
I got a question, though. What age group would you say that is, though?
35 to 55.
So you don't think anybody 30 foot? Because I fall into that range, and I mean,
Nope.
Rolling Stones is
Yeah.
popular amongst my peers. Now, myself, I'm not the biggest Rolling Stones fan, but I'm
Nobody is.
definitely a fan of other bands from that era. So if we're just talking about the
Fair
era
enough.
in general, you know what I mean?
I just feel like
I
a
think-
lot of their diehard fans, A, aren't into cards, and B, probably aren't alive.
Look, if they had done an era set, that would have made more sense to me. Like what you're talking about. If it's
Yeah.
like Stones, it's a few other bands.
What if they would have done Led Zeppelin?
I think it sells a lot better than Rolling Stones.
Yeah. But I think it needs to be an era set. If you're going to do a rock set and you're not going to put any autos, no fake jersey cards and crap in it, then I would get a couple IPs and I would have threw them in there together.
When you do that, I mean, do you have to license each individual band?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
IP each one. Yeah.
But why couldn't they get some autos from those guys? It doesn't even have to be a lot. Hell, a one of one could have been one damn auto from each.
I mean, that or they got to do it like Leaf does it, where they IP individuals.
I can tell you right now, if it did have autos in it, regardless, and you may say you don't like the Rolling Stones, I bet you
It
wouldn't
would
be
be way
upset
more
pulling it.
popular.
I bet you wouldn't be upset pulling a Mick Jagger or a Keith Richards auto.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you're Panini, I just don't understand why you wouldn't, even if you got one autograph from Mick Jagger, it's a one of one friggin'
Right.
whatever. You
But
know,
But then that negates the fact of saying I don't want it because it's the Rolling Stones. You just basically
still
say
I still wouldn't buy it, but I could
I
at
wouldn't
least
buy it either, but I think
Right.
the allure or the lure to get to the product, there's that random hope that could be you crap.
But you
That
can say
is-
that about any product, though. Like you could say that about a baseball card product. If it doesn't have any
Basically
chases
top-
in it,
yeah,
nobody wants to
especially
buy
what
it.
Top now does. We have all these
Right.
color parallels, and there's one autograph that everybody gets to try and fight for. It's the same product. It works obviously because the hobby's stupid, but that's what works. It works right now, but it's just having their best chase is a color blast. It is cool they did the Rolling Stones logo in the color blast behind it, but of course Mick Jagger's half in front of it. So I would have liked to see maybe miniature Rolling Stones logos in color blast on it, so you kind of get that feel a little better versus covering it up because they didn't make it big enough. But that's going to be the main chase in the set, other than the mangas. I mean, come on, the mangas are even horrible looking anyway. I mean, it's the worst AI version of a card I've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah,
make
it's
it
like
cool at least.
Color Blast for Mick Jagger. I mean, I know Color Blasts are popular, but I got the Minecraft Color Blast. Those are fine.
Yeah.
I got the Steve ones. They're cool. But I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean, it's taking something that somebody, okay, say you're somebody in that range that you just talked about. Say you're 50 years old, 60 years old. You love the Rolling Stones, but you collect modern sports cards because that happens. Not everybody that's 50 or 60 collects vintage shit, right? There's people that buy it in the breaks. Cam, I don't know how old Cam is, but Cam, who won my giveaway last year, he buys in the Mad Breaks, but I bet you he likes older type of music and stuff because that's probably what he grew up on. So to mix something from your past and put it with something that you like really cool from today actually can have some appeal to somebody. Like when you start talking about a color blast, I mean, a downtown would typically be the better way to go with something like that because you could do where the Rolling Stones are from, right? In England,
Yeah.
so whatever city they're from. And
That or they should have just thrown all their
Still.
high-end inserts into the set to pull it, almost like make a Chronicles version of it, where you can get a Kaboom, where you can get a Downtown, where you can get a Color Blast. Like, put that in a product like that because it's kind of a one-trick pony.
Neo's watching Cavs highlights from last year.
we have to talk about a band that Neo likes, and I can't
Why are you
remember.
wearing an Amazon shirt?
Like,
What's that?
You're wearing an Amazon shirt?
Yeah, my wife works there.
Okay. I don't know.
Brian
She gets-
Wilson
she
from the
gets
Beach
all
Boys
sorts of
passed
weird.
away.
Yeah, I saw that.
Speaking of Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, Wilson Phillips. Now we got Neo's attention.
So my dream set for Panini would be an living color set with Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx,
Heard you
Chase
say that.
Ottos, and David Allen Greer and all those guys. Tommy Davidson, that would be badass. Fire Marshal Bill, color blasts, take all my money. Neo, what would yours be?
What would my what
Um,
be?
Like the dream kind of 80s, 90s, whatever. Like they've come out of nowhere. Like they did the cheer set, which is fine, but like what would be kind of like, you're like, oh, that's badass. I'm going for that.
Yeah, Piers was nice because of all the cameos and did a great job getting the cameos in there.
I don't know.
I mean, I wish-
Specifically 80s,
I
90s? or
wish
just
more
in general?
TV series
That'd be in
in the
general.
last 20 years had cards.
I mean,
and
the
they
office, the office would be pretty badass.
But see,
There's a lot of-
something like
Office would be fantastic.
something like In Living Color spun off so many stars that could be a big set. If you're trying to think of like an 80s sitcom or 90s sitcom that really had enough stars in it to produce a set where you could had lots of chances to get multiple different good hits.
I mean, The Sopranos is the easy answer, but with Gandolfini passed, like that kind of sucks
yeah.
the life out of it. So maybe
And
like
he's been in so many other products now.
maybe like
Sopranos
a
do
Wire or
stuff, though?
something like that. Like a Wire. Like imagine, well, Omar, the guy that played Omar is dead too. So
Yeah. They did a Big Bang series one already. They've done Star Trek forever.
I think
obviously.
like Inksworks and Rittenhouse have done a lot of the stuff that came out like probably 2000.
I mean, Seinfeld's like the obvious one of obvious
yeah,
ones.
Seinfeld would be huge.
Yeah, Married with Children would be kind of fun if they did that.
Just they're already all over all the Leaf product.
Yeah, and yeah, they're and
Yeah, but nobody wants that
and
garbage.
Ed O'Neill has a on card top Allen and Ginter that sells well.
Yeah, I don't know. A couple
Yeah,
of the
friends
newer.
on that Matthew Perry.
I'm just
I
imagining
think
this
the
going
one-
off like flawless. Like if you have on card like
Oh
flawless,
yeah, if you did something like that, you'd have my attention real
that shit
quick.
would be insane, man.
Yeah, if they even if Leaf did something more pearl driven with the superstars, I think you'd have a way better product. But for some reason, they put it on that cracked ice shit and all the different colors and stuff, and screw it up with the stickers. Even though their booklets that they made are on card, they are really nice, but nobody wants a freaking booklet.
The
I mean, I think
polka,
about the shows I used to watch, and none of them really have anybody that's super famous anymore.
the Al Bundy polk high like patches, or like the manufactured.
That'd be great. Yeah,
I could see that.
Now, when I was a
that'd
kid,
be
I used to
good.
watch the Dukes of Hazzard.
It sucks with SNL because there's so many damn stars that have passed.
Yeah, there's so many.
John
So
Candy,
many.
Chris,
And
Farley.
there's so many that are super famous, and then there's some that are in the Leaf products like Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd's got the Ghostbusters card, but he's probably also in.
He's
some
in the Leaf set now. Yeah, he's in the Leaf set.
I mean, an Eddie Murphy would be cool as like Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood or
There's enough SNL stars left. There's enough stars left
or
to make.
Buckwheat.
Yeah. Mike
What was
Judge,
it?
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
should
big
do it.
one.
Yeah,
Let's
I don't
go.
know. I just would like.
What was
to see
Eddie
more
Murphy's
of, like,
best SNL skit? Best SNL character or Eddie Murphy, chat.
Salute your shorts, SSB. Dude, JE, that's a throwback. That's a Nickelodeon.
Just do a whole Nickelodeon set. You can get Salute Your Shorts. Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. Oh, that'd be so awesome. Salute your
You get
shorts.
some slime inserts or something.
I'm surprised people any of these sets haven't incorporated more YouTube personalities, not necessarily from sports cards, but just big
Yeah.
YouTube
Why would they do
personalities. Well, because YouTube is TV for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I think
I'm joking.
it's-
The sports
it's too niche though. Like
It's
people,
not though.
it is like people watch
No.
YouTube, but they watch their people. They don't watch everybody.
Yeah, but
Like-
if that person has freaking 20 million followers, I'm sure they could put their own autograph card out and fucking sell it in 4 seconds, and then it sell for triple on eBay. I'm just trying to undercut them and just
A
have
Dave
that-
Chappelle set would be
It's
cool.
different though. You're selling to your audience versus putting something on a store shelf.
I mean, there's only a couple of them that I've bought the ones. I mean, the one that's in the stupid thing that Gary V's pumping. I would like to have that autograph card, but I'm not paying that much for it because it's V Friends.
I need a triple Chappelle, Rick James, Charlie
Yeah.
Murphy auto.
Just like I'd always
Or
love to
Prince.
see like a Keanu Reeves card where it has like 3 of his main characters on it and then him signed across the middle of it. I mean, I would freaking go nuts for that card.
Here's the stupid thing is, okay, Panini executives, if you're watching this, think
They
about
don't want
Panini,
anything.
think about Panini Instant, okay? Think about when Topps puts out a Topps Now card of any damn thing, of whatever. Oh, this athlete got 50 points in a game, and then they print off those, and then they throw in one LeBron auto, as the chase, and they sell 500,000 cards. So, like to Steve's point, have the Chappelle triple, whatever, like cool auto patched card as your chase, and sell these off on Panini Instant. Like
Panini's not smart. They're
dude,
not
it's
smart.
just like printing money.
It's printing money.
It's printing money if you just do it right. And Topps has figured it out. I mean, Topps has figured it out.
Well, they need to incorporate a little bit more other things involved and put more than one auto in something. I hate it when I see there's only one auto to chase.
We literally have Pope cards selling a couple 100,000 Pope cards.
Yeah. No?
Oh yeah, I didn't buy
Use
one.
that as my scratcher for my lotto tickets. Come on, Pope.
All right, fellas. I want to be mindful of Neo's got to get up in the morning and get locked in, meditate. Well, he's been meditating for the last half hour, but he's got to be ready to go for this drive tomorrow to get to New York. So we want to be mindful of his time.
Pop Boozle.
Yeah, Boozle goes ahead and, of course, like dives way over the line. That would be an interesting set. Yeah. Junk Wax, a chess set, Magnus Carlsen. Look, they're selling Pope cards. Why wouldn't they sell Grandmaster chess player cards? I mean, everything else.
Would it be of him flipping out? I saw that viral video of him when he lost. Like, was that like a week or two ago?
I randomly get his stuff, and it's usually like, some loss or whatever that pops through.
Why aren't we getting a Nobel Prize winner autograph card? Where's that at? Guy that creates like a laser gun or some shit. I'm in. I want that.
All right, fellas, we will call tonight. We're at hour 20.
Can I ask one more? Can I get one more?
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
All right. I'm
Get ready, guys. Got to be on Steve's channel in the chat.
Brace yourselves, everybody.
We're not trying to Jeff Wilson and teapot this on this show. Better than that.
Steve's going to spin a giant wheel in the back.
Yes, weapon.
All right. Again, from this PSA order that I haven't, only 2 of the cards I've revealed. They've both been on Instagram. So you guys got the Bryce Young earlier. I posted a PSA 10 select green prism of what WWE wrestler on Instagram. It might have been my last Instagram post, honestly.
Instaham.
If you answer correctly, you get entered. You'll be one of the first 6. People are scrambling back to my Instagram right now.
You don't have any like background music?
Oh, wait. I got it.
So I think Spurs Cards got the answer. He spelled it incorrectly, but
School's closed. It's a holiday, you dumbasses.
Go ahead, Steve.
Spurs Cards has Moani, but it's Naomi. I think he got the little dyslexia in there.
I don't know. That sounds like a crossover.
We're gonna watch more.
Yeah, I think he just made a name up.
Dude, the only plans I have for the
It's
national.
only one name. It's all the same letters.
Dude, Beavis and Butthead at 2 a.m. That's what we're gonna be doing.
So we got Spurs Cards 21, who came in second, right behind Brad on the last question. So he does get into the first 6 drawn. There are 2 more that will be drawn. That's the only thing. I still got to edit that into my video, so I'm going to randomize that. I'll have a video going up tomorrow, and that'll be 8 names so far for people that will get to compete for the national giveaway. You guys follow the channel for a long time. Both of you guys have been around, so you know how the trivia is going to work. So you know you got to be caught up on the content. And look, I don't want to hear anybody talking about how hard my trivia is after Jeff's went off the rails last night.
That's so awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna be back in 2 weeks, locked and loaded, ready for the giveaway challenge. It might be a 2-hour stream, it might be a 6-hour stream, depending on how the trivia goes.
It all depends on you guys. That all depends on chat. That's not on me. I'm
gonna have to fire up like 2016 NBA Finals highlights or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the Saints Super Bowl DVD on in the back.
I'm gonna put the Cavs 26 season.
The first year we did the giveaway. Answer the 3 guys that were in my show.
Pam, do you have a photo of the Daisy donation sticker that you're working on?
I have not ready yet. I just added the 2025 Nationals.
Come here. Hold on. Everybody wants to see her. Come here. Where are you going? Watch. There she goes.
Running with the
She didn't want to go on the camera, so she left.
Daisy is like, I'm tired. I don't want to do it.
She's like, I'm out of here. There it is. The Chi-Town Dingus Kaboom.
Damn.
It's going to be shaped like the bean.
I got Steve in the background shoveling snow.
That was sand when I was building my sand.
Whatever.
I think we might go with a different. It's going to be similar to that, guys. They're going to have the Daisy Kaboom sticker.
It looks a little sunny out there for snow.
And it'll be whatever donations you want to give for the national, you'll get one of those stickers. But I'm behind on it, but I got a month to get as many of those out as I can. So,
all right, friends, chat. Hope to see you at Fanatics Fest. Neo and I will be there with bells on, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Ham's, yeah. All right,
Alan Ginter. It's my Alan Ginter card.
Stephanie Vocare and
Ham's being Ham.
Lola Weiss.
All right, guys. See you next time. Have a good night.
All right, see you.